korkmuş olduğum kalan şeyden hasıl olan sevabı burada yatan kardeşlerimize bak. Allahümme asli umurana, vastur uyubana, vagfir dunubana, ve tahhir kulubana, ve nabil kuburana, ve şrah sudurana, ve keffir anna seyyiatina, ve tevaffana ma'al-abrar.
On a windblown hilltop in northern Greece, Mufti Damatoglu is saying the Muslim prayer for the dead. These unmarked ditches, overgrown with weeds, are the final resting place for scores of faceless, nameless refugees who lost their lives in their attempts to enter Europe. Their identity is unknown. From their faces, we figure they are Pakistanis, Somalis or Iraqis. With his own hands, the Mufti has buried more than 130 immigrants here. Most of them drowned while crossing the border river Evros. Others were blown to pieces by the abundant landmines which still litter the Greek-Turkish border. Since most of the illegals were Muslims, the Greek government requested the mullah take care of the burial arrangements, a grim task he doesn't take lightly. My religion obliges me to bury them. I'm not a grave digger, but since I'm a Muslim, I'm obliged. This is the reason I took the responsibility to bury them. Otherwise, I wouldn't do it. Last year, Spain and Italy effectively ceased the flow of illegal immigrants entering Europe from the south across the Mediterranean Sea by negotiating bilateral repatriation agreements with several North African states. The migrants then moved eastward towards Turkey. Since this spring, as many as 400 people have been crossing the Evros River into Greece every day. The local people are in despair. I've seen too many. They cross the river like bees. They have small plastic boats which they tie together in two, 10 people in each. Then they pull a rope and they cross the river. The Evros region alone now accounts for more than 80% of all illegal immigration into the EU. The last 8 months, we made more than 20,000 arrests of illegal immigrants. To help you understand this number, I can say that during the whole year of 2009, we arrested only about 3,500 immigrants. There's been an explosive increase. The border itself is only 200 kilometres long, but that territory is by far too large to control for the Greek police, who struggle against increasingly creative people smugglers. To counter the growing refugee crisis, the EU has deployed its border protection agency Frontex to northern Greece.
There's
certainly a lot of human suffering to see up here. The past few days, we've had around 250 illegal immigrants entering every day. So we're witnessing plenty of misfortune. But I have a job to do, and I try to concentrate on that. But even with high-tech equipment such as heat-seeking cameras, the small force has so far been able to do little but observe how scores of people cross the border every night under the cover of darkness.
We cannot close our borders. We cannot build a wall. It's not Israel with Palestine to build walls. We are an open country. We are an open European space. Then we have to share more fairly this problem. It's not a Greek problem, it's a European problem.
Yeah. Hello? Anybody here? We want to talk to you.
These illegals run for their lives when we come across their secret hideout in this dilapidated house not far from the Turkish border. If they manage to avoid the police, they may be able to travel further to another European country.
Where are you going?
I'm going to
You're going to Greece?
Athena, yeah. But you don't tell police, please. Because I don't like problem, no?
Of course not. Do you want to talk to us?
No, thank you.
But the majority of illegals choose to turn themselves in as soon as they enter Greece. This group is waiting impatiently to be picked up by the police after an exhaustive journey across the border last night.
36 horas.
36 hours. On foot? On foot. We walked. They look dissatisfied because the police are late. And they are late because they have to pick up other people from other locations as well. But they will come and take them eventually. We want this situation to stop. The citizens of this community say enough is enough. To the relief of these families, the police soon arrive. But they have no idea what awaits them. This is what the Greek government calls a special detention centre for foreigners.
Help me! Please! Help me!
Here, the refugees are kept under severe conditions. Often in critically overcrowded facilities for up to 1 year, while the government struggles to process a backlog of more than 50,000 asylum cases. It is bad here. You don't know what will happen to you today or tomorrow. I've been in this jail for 39 days.
At the moment that we are talking, the situation has worsened because of the large numbers of newcomers at the Evros region and the inadequacy of the existing detention facilities.
So this is there on the left.
Hello.
The detention centre of Falakio has a capacity of up to 300. But according to the guards, sometimes more than 3 times that number of people are kept behind bars here. When we show up with our TV cameras, a riot almost breaks out. Get down. If you fall down, we will have to take you to hospital. As soon as they see him, we will have a problem. We will not be able to calm them down. We're only 10 people here. We're not allowed to take the camera inside the cells. A face mask has to be worn to protect us from contagious diseases and the stench. The appalling conditions here are a far cry from any you'd find in a normal EU prison. This detention camp was originally a warehouse for food and was never meant to house human beings. The entire place is infested with rats. No one has received any information as to why they are being detained here or for how long. Several children sleep in the same cells with up to 40 adult men. I cannot believe this is Europe. You would never see anything like this in any other country. Half a year ago, Doctors Without Borders wrote a damning report about the conditions in the Greek detention centres. Since then, things have only deteriorated.
We identified really very bad living conditions. We identified no medical assistance or lack of medical assistance. And normally there were no human dignity respected and no human rights being respected in the detention centers. And we mentioned to authorities that our aim is not just to go and write a report. Our aim is to bring the situation in front of the population and try to make a change for these people.
It's 6 a.m. at the headquarters of the immigration authorities on the outskirts of Athens. After the ordeal of the detention centres, it is here the immigrants must come to get their asylum applications reviewed and renewed thereafter every 6 months.
10 years I'm here. I have to fight. I can't get the people. The other country not like this.
Most of these people have been here through the night to get a good spot in the queue. But this morning, only 20 applications are received through the iron bars.
Up to 3 weeks now have been coming. Every day I came in, I come here every day.
I feel really ashamed for what I say every day. It's a lottery if you can survive. It's a lottery if you get detained or not.
And it is a lottery if you can stay at all. Because in Greece, less than 1 in 2,000 get their applications approved. According to various analysts, more than 2 million aliens may now be residing illegally in the crisis-ridden Greek state. In addition to the steady flow of immigrants from Turkey, Greece also receives hundreds of returnees from other EU countries every year. This is in accordance with the Dublin Treaty, which dictates that asylum seekers may be returned summarily to the first European country that they entered.
The situation is getting worse and worse and worse, and for me to get a person back to Greece at this very moment is a crime.
Since no government housing or social support is offered, most of the immigrants end up desperate, homeless, and sleeping in the parks of Athens. This is Attica Square, home to hundreds of Afghan refugees.
They are sleeping here, yeah.
The families?
The families also, they are sleeping here, and they're sleeping in the railway station that is near.
They steal, they sell drugs, many of them, they sell drugs. The police know that, and every day comes the police here, and they try to do the best.
For several weeks, frustrations have been building amongst the local Greeks, who feel that the foreigners are destroying their neighbourhood.
Kofto!
Norwegian television.
Kofto!
We have the right to film.
Kofto! Όχι εμένα.
We have the right
Not
to
me.
film.
Not
we are filming
me.
these people.
On this particular day, a group that calls itself Citizens of Athens decides to launch their own campaign to take Attica Square back.
This is what we say to them. Go home. All of you. You are not wanted here. They are all thieves. They are full of diseases.
No.
They are too many. We are so small. Back off. Go back.
Soon the police will come and give you a beating. You wait and see. They call this Europe. They call it a democracy. But this is democracy? They hit us to the ground and they call it a democracy. During the past few months, there's been a steady increase in racial attacks here, says Yunus Mohammadi, the president of the Afghan Association in Greece.
Sometimes even police is coming and looking. They do nothing when they hear police coming.
This man was attacked by a gang of skinheads last night. Yunus takes pictures of his injuries to accompany a formal complaint to the police.
Well, they punished him, they rushed him last night, they beat him.
However, it is not only the adults who get attacked. This is 4-year-old Omid. For the past few weeks, he's been crying uncontrollably each time a stranger comes near. Not even his father is allowed to hold him. He's very scared. The family of 5 were sleeping behind a bench in Attica Square. In the middle of the night, the parents noticed that the sun was gone. We found him around 3:30 in the morning. We couldn't do anything for him that night, so we waited until daylight and took him to a doctor. The child was black and blue from bruises, all over the body. The doctor who examined him also found that someone had tried to rape him. Without any hope of aid or support from the government, the family members are now bracing themselves for harsh months to come back on the streets of Athens. If I'd stayed on in Afghanistan, I myself might have been beaten or killed. But there, they would at least have spared my children. As darkness falls, we're about to witness yet another brutal attack on the refugees of Attica Square. The citizens of Athens have done as they'd promised. They've called the police.
Hey, what's happening to you? What's happening?
Arrest me and ask me about the documents. Just I have one paper.
They're arresting you?
Yeah.
TV in Norway?
No.
We have permission.
We have permission.
We have permission.
In a seemingly random way, the immigrants are arrested and will have to spend the night in jail while the police check to see if their documents are valid. He will get out tomorrow, they say. These girls have been separated from their mother. Where are they taking you? How old is your daughter? 6 years. 6 years old. The other one is 13. But not everyone is taken into custody tonight. In front of terrified children and the Greek police, the citizens of Athens take action. He's filming me now? Let him photograph my balls. Get the hell out of here. Do you understand that? Go to hell.
You see the situation, what is going on in this country? What is going on? I'm 5 years living here. Now I'm like an animal from here.
Get the hell away from here. Get out. Get away. The battle for Attica Square is over, for tonight. The local vigilantes set off to raid another park. There is rubbish everywhere. It's a mess. They sleep here, they fight each other here. Sometimes they put stones in their shirts and attack each other. Hey, let's go. Let's go chase the immigrants in another place now. According to the Research Institute for European and American Studies in Athens, more than 1 million refugees are currently in transit from Turkey to Europe. The UNHCR recently defined the refugee situation in Greece as a humanitarian crisis, a first for an EU country. On the banks of the Evros River, Mufti Damatoglu braces himself for the next wet corpse that will be brought to him for burial. Every time I bury these people here, I wish they are the last. I would like to deliver this message to the world. We bury them the best way we can up here. You tell a world that these people that seek a better future end up this way.